Every evening from 6 to 9, something invisible happens, something most people never notice. Some scroll, some binge, some wait for tomorrow to repeat their 9 to 5 day. Others quietly shape their future in those same hours. The difference isn't talent or luck, it's choice. Same 3 hours, completely different outcomes. Today, you're going to see why successful people guard these hours like Fort Knox, why they treat them as sacred leverage, and why most people give away what could quietly become their entire advantage. Evenings aren't just downtime. They are a high-value window, invisible to most. Skills, leverage, opportunities, even relationships quietly grow or quietly fade. Successful people don't work late. They protect a window that decides trajectory. It's not about action. It's about strategic allocation of attention. Those who understand it can compound advantage silently. Those who ignore it slowly give away their future. In this video, we'll explore how these hours separate high performers from everyone else, and why you should start taking the advantage too. Here's the principle. 3 focused hours between 6 and 9 p.m. It doesn't feel like much until you do the math. 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year equals 750 hours. That's enough to master a skill, launch a project, or quietly reshape your life. Most people waste these hours unknowingly. High performers treat them as leverage windows. Small daily choices multiplied over time create outcomes that seem magical, but it's really just quiet, relentless consistency. The wealthy 5% know that time is currency. Every episode, scroll, or distraction has a cost. Most people don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they misprice their time. As a worker, or even as an entrepreneur, evenings are your most invisible asset. Every hour spent unconsciously compounds skills stagnate, ideas fade, opportunities slip away. High performers see this clearly. They guard their time like Fort Knox. It's not about grinding. It's about being intentional with strategically allocating attention to what silently builds advantage over months and years. Mornings reward motivation, evenings reward identity. You can borrow energy at 7 a.m., but at 7 p.m., only your choices carry weight. This is where identity reveals itself, the small, quiet decisions that slowly define your trajectory. Most people never realize that evenings shape the long-term self more than any workday task. High performers understand this. They don't just do things. They guard, protect, and invest their identity into these 3 hours. This mindset quietly separates those who advance from those who stay stuck. The difference isn't talent. It's intentional distraction management. Phones face down, notifications off, doors closed. 1 focused hour here outweighs 3 distracted hours earlier in the day. That's why those who master evenings quietly accelerate faster than everyone else, while most remain trapped in low-leverage routines. Believe it or not, evenings are for option creation, not task completion. Reading, skill building, learning, starting projects, strategizing. These aren't chores, they're investments that grow silently while the world relaxes. Most people do the opposite. They consume, party, scroll, or escape. High performers flip the equation. They spend evenings creating leverage, while others spend it eroding theirs. The difference is subtle, invisible, but over months and years, it compounds into life-altering results. The power of evenings isn't intensity, it's consistency. You don't need heroic effort or marathon sessions. You need repeatable, daily investment. 30 calm, focused evenings beat 3 hyper-productive ones. Momentum isn't built from peaks. It's built from patterns. High performers know this. They protect their hours every day, knowing the quiet compounding of small choices determines long-term results. Consistency in this window is invisible in the moment, but impossible to ignore over months and years. This rule works because it changes your identity. You stop asking, "What should I do tonight?" and start asking, "Who gets access to my best hours?" That mindset shift naturally alters behavior. No forcing, no constant discipline battles. Identity becomes the guard of the 3-hour window. And that quiet shift, invisible to most, is the real difference between those who drift and those who steadily advance toward their future. Let's clear a misconception. This isn't about never relaxing. It's about choosing your rest intentionally. Automatic, mindless relaxation erodes your leverage. Planned, deliberate recovery strengthens it. The 3-hour rule isn't a strict drill. It's a strategic framework. High performers don't punish themselves. They prioritize what compounds over time. Most people confuse free time with leisure by default. Understanding the difference transforms the way you see evenings from passive downtime to high-leverage opportunity. What you protect compounds. Skills compound. Confidence compounds. Options compound. Most people never notice the difference in a week, but over months and years, the gap becomes undeniable. Those 3 hours create trajectories. They quietly separate high performers from the rest of the world. It's invisible, silent, and consistent. By guarding evenings strategically, you're making small choices that multiply into life-changing outcomes far beyond what daily work alone can achieve. Few people guard this window, which is exactly why it works. Crowded, noisy routines rarely lead to uncommon outcomes. Quiet, deliberate routines quietly compound advantage. 3 hours, protected. Every evening. That's all it takes to create a gap others will never see. You may have heard this elsewhere before, but let me repeat it again. High performers aren't special. They just make deliberate choices consistently when no one is watching. You now know that evenings are the invisible frontier where life outcomes are determined, and it's available to anyone willing to claim it. But before you panic, let me assure you that you don't need complex systems tonight. Begin by reserving the hours intentionally. 30 minutes to an hour is even great for starters. Decide beforehand what belongs in this window and what doesn't. Clarity eliminates hesitation. Disorganization is the silent thief of potential. Even small, deliberate selections compound faster than overwhelming effort. A protected evening is like planting seeds in fertile soil. The growth is invisible at first, but the harvest comes inevitably. The first step is always deliberate preservation, guarding time as though it were a rare, irreplaceable asset. The true reward isn't completing tasks. It's regaining authority over how you want your life to turn out. Even in your current busy schedule, ownership of time allows creativity, expansion, and focus to flourish. Those who claim evenings strategically feel a quiet power, a confidence that spills into every area of life. The 3-hour window doesn't just improve productivity, it transforms influence, capability, and decision-making. By defending these hours daily, you invest in long-term sovereignty over outcomes, creating a life that grows steadily rather than fluctuating chaotically. The future isn't delivered in a flash. It accumulates quietly, hour by hour, choice by choice. Between 6 and 9 p.m., most surrender hours unknowingly. Those who treat this time as strategic capital watch lives transform. Decisions matter more than effort here. Even small, deliberate actions reshape outcomes over months and years. Guard these moments carefully. Let them work for you silently, consistently. Tonight, protect your high-leverage window. It's more powerful than most realize. If this video sparked something inside you, ignited a new way of seeing your evenings, or challenged how you think about productivity and getting 1% better each day, don't be a passive scroller. Hit subscribe to join a community of people who are conscious about productivity, guarding their time and investing in their future. Give this video a like if it moved you, and share your thoughts in the comments, because the more people engage, the more YouTube can suggest this to others seeking focus, leverage, and intentional growth. Be sure to also watch this channel's other videos displayed on the screen to further boost your productivity, focus, and build better